the next general elections. But he tried to rebut my expose of his third big lie that the DAP is anti-Malay and anti-Islam. But it was the most pathetic effort. I've been in politics for 51 years with all the resources at its command, with the special branch in Malaysia, one of the best in the world in terms of competency and professionalism in collecting intelligence, which has succeeded in defeating an armed communist insurrection. Is it possible that Najib could not uncover a single instance or example in my more than half a century of political life if the allegations against me for being anti-Malay and anti-Islam have some basis? What evidence did Najib produce in his winding up of the UMNO General Assembly debate yesterday? Just a video recording of Superman Chew Kuan Yew telling Sarawakians to let the Malays screw the Malays. I agree that Chew Kuan Yew was crude, vulgar and wrong to say let Malays screw the Malays. But was Najib right to show the Chew Kuan Yew video? Would Najib say that Chew Kuan Yew was right if Chew Kuan Yew had said let Chinese screw the Chinese or let Indians screw the Indians? I do not think such crude vulgarity by Hugh is because he has a racialist outlook, as he will have no hesitation to use crude and vulgar language to express himself like the Chinese screw the Chinese, like Indians screw the Indians. A wrong is a wrong. But is it necessary for the Prime Minister to racialize crude, vulgar and wrongful expressions? Furthermore, is Najib aware that Chew Kuan Yew is not a DAP member, as he resigned from the party because he knew that the DAP leadership disagreed with his crude and vulgar language and expressions? Or had Najib been wrongly advised by his advisors, who had withheld from him the information that Chew Kuan Yew is no more a DAP member? Or the Chew Kuan Yew video would never have been screened in his winding up speech. Najib's inability to uncover from my 51 years of political life a single instance to demonstrate that I'm anti-Malay and anti-Islam is the strongest proof of DAP's commitment for more than half a century to the Malaysian dream of a nation for all Malaysians, regardless of race or religion. I'm reminded of the poem I wrote when I was 16 years old for my class magazine Light, when I was a Form 3A in Batupat High School. And this is the poem: one for all and all for one. We cannot what color, creed or religion you belong. For aren't each of us Malaya's son? Then why let silly racial quarrels prolong? This poem that I composed when I was 16 years old epitomized my ethics my ethos as a Malaysian. Najib's inability to debunk my expose of his three big lies in his UMNO presidential speech, and his inability to cite a single instance of DAP's big lie, Allah Nazi propaganda, is Najib's fourth big lie in his UMNO presidential speech, Allah Nazi propaganda. Najib has sadly achieved what none of the previous 5 prime ministers had done in his UMNO presidential speech on Thursday, elevating to prime ministerial level the lies and falsehoods which have been confined to mercenary party hacks and now cyber troopers. Should a prime minister descend to the level of nameless and faceless cyber troopers who thrive on lies and falsehood to justify their keep by their masters? I'm reminded of the persistent fictitious tale of DAP-funded Red Bean Army of some 3,000 cyber troopers with a budget of 100 million ringgit to 1 billion ringgit to demonize and character assassinate UMNO BN leaders on the cyberspace, and which was purportedly a major cause for the defeat of UMNO BN in the social media war and in the 13th general election. The fictitious tale of the 3,000 cyber trooper Red Bean Army had been repeatedly resurrected by UMNO BN cyber operatives who want budgets running into hundreds of millions of ringgit purportedly to counter the DAP's non-existing Red Bean Army. I remember in July 2013, I led a posse of DAP MPs to raid Concord Hotel, the alleged headquarters of the Red Bean Army, but all we found was the place crawling with UMNO leaders and operatives, and there was no Red Bean Army, and even the exorbitant ice kacang in Concord Hotel had no red beans at all. It is sad and shocking that the Prime Minister of Malaysia should be reduced to the level of cyber troopers, adopting their immorality in telling lies and falsehoods, immersed in the mentality and language of mercenary cyber troopers. I ask Tun to say a few words.
Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, ini adalah kali pertama saya hadir dalam satu mesyuarat besar parti DAP. Tak dapat tidak saya buat bandingan dengan kehadiran saya dalam mesyuarat MCA. Dulu saya tiap kali MCA ada general meeting, saya hadir. Kelainannya ialah dalam mesyuarat DAP yang dikatakan parti Cina ini, mereka lagu parti mereka dinyanyikan dalam bahasa kebangsaan. Dalam MCA tidak nyanyi dalam bahasa kebangsaan. Saya tahu bahawa dahulu mungkin Tunku Abdul Rahman yang biasa hadir perjumpaan DAP dan biasa bersama-sama dengan Kit Siang dan Karpal Singh. Saya ada gambar menunjuk bahawa dianya bersama dengan Kit Siang dan Karpal Singh. Dia juga Perdana Menteri. Saya pun dulu Perdana Menteri juga. Tapi hanya kerana saya berdiri bersama dengan Kit Siang tidak bermakna saya sudah jadi seorang pengkhianat kepada orang Melayu. Kalau pengkhianat, kalau Tunku Abdul Rahman pun pengkhianat jugalah. Tunku Razali pun pengkhianat jugalah. Tetapi tak asal siapa kata mereka itu pengkhianat, cuma saya saja yang jadi pengkhianat mengikut Datuk Seri Najib. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, saya bangga mendengar ucapan, kedua-dua ucapan disampaikan dalam bahasa kebangsaan. Ini tak terdapat dalam MCA. Nampaknya semangat kemalaysianan DAP lebih kuat daripada kemalaysianan MCA. Juga saya lihat di antara ahli-ahli DAP ini ada yang muka gelap sikit, ada yang brown sikit. Bukan semuanya warna yellow dan lain-lain, tak ada. Cuma ketiga-tiga kaum nampak ada bersama di sini. Ini menunjuk bahawa DAP bukanlah Chinese party, dia multiracial party. Dan ahli yang bukan Cina pun pegang jawatan-jawatan yang tinggi. The late Karpal Singh umpamanya pegang jawatan yang tinggi, boleh bertutur kata dalam bahasa kebangsaan dan sebagainya. Jadi ini satu experience bagi saya. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, percubaan dibuat oleh Datuk Seri Najib untuk menggambarkan perjuangan politik dalam Malaysia ini hanyalah antara UMNO dengan DAP. Ini tak benar sama sekali. UMNO pun mempunyai BN dan DAP sekarang ada dalam Pakatan Harapan yang bersatu akan sertainya tak lama lagi. Saya hairan dengan kenyataan-kenyataan yang dibuat pada hari ini. Umpamanya kononnya ada orang-orang yang nak menjatuhkan kerajaan, nak menggulingkan kerajaan. Yalah, memang ada. Dalam politik, parti lawan memang tujuannya nak jatuh kerajaan lah. Dia nak ganti kerajaan. Apa yang pelik sangat? Kalau kerajaan macam kerajaan Najib ini, yang hutang berbilion, lepas tu curi duit hutang, lepas tu bubuh masuk dalam dia akaun dia 2.6 bilion ringgit, kononnya daripada Tuan Arab, tapi Arab tak kata dia bagi. Tak ada bukti, no documentary proof that the money came from the Arabs. What is proven is the statement released, the report released by the Department of Justice of America, that 2.6 comes from 1MDB. Tetapi saya berasa bingung kerana dalam UMNO punya mesyuarat baju semua satu color dan sebagainya, tetapi tak sebut sama sekali berkenaan dengan 1MDB, berkenaan dengan 2.6 billion, berkenaan dengan laporan Department of Justice dan macam-macam lagi. Semua itu ban. Jadi baju biru elok, cantik, tapi telinga tutup, mata tutup, mulut tutup. Mesyuarat apa? Masa saya dulu tak pakai baju sama, macam-macam, saya pun pakai baju-baju macam-macam baju. Tetapi hari ini kita dapati baju sama, tapi cakap tak boleh. You are not allowed to speak. What kind of a meeting is it when you are not allowed to speak? Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, saya ingin menyatakan bahawa pandangan saya dahulu terhadap DAP tak betul. Tetapi bila Tun Razak jemput DAP masuk dalam Barisan Nasional, DAP enggan pasal dia suka nak jadi parti lawan. Saya kata kepada DAP, yalah, parti lawan tu bagus, tetapi kalau jadi kerajaan lebih baik. Kalau nak jadi kerajaan, DAP dengan sendirinya tak mungkin. Mesti ada pakatan. Sebab itu kita akan ada pakatan parti lawan. Saya berpendapat bahawa ucapan Guan Eng tadi cukup baik kerana dia memberi pengakuan bahawa DAP patuh kepada perlembagaan. Saya tak pernah dengar MCA kata demikian. Cuma DAP dia patuh kepada bahasa Melayu adalah bahasa kebangsaan. Hak istimewa orang Melayu pun dia tak tolak. Dia ada dalam perlembagaan. Dia terima sistem pemerintahan beraja dan bahawa agama Islam itu adalah agama resmi negara kita. Ya, agama-agama lain boleh diteruskan oleh penganut-penganutnya. Dan satu assurance yang diberi, yang digunakan oleh Datuk Seri Najib, kononnya kalau UMNO menang, Datuk Seri Najib seorang Melayu tapi keturunan Bugis lah, seorang Melayu akan jadi Perdana Menteri. Kalau parti lawan menang, Kit Siang akan jadi Perdana Menteri. Tadi Guan Eng dah bagi tahu dah bahawa tak pernah pun DAP minta untuk jadi Perdana Menteri. Jadi inilah cara Datuk Seri Najib menggunakan racist sentiment untuk memenangi hati orang-orang Melayu. Sekarang ini sempadan kawasan pilihan raya pun diubah. Cuma Melayu sama Melayu, Cina sama Cina, India sama India, Kadazan, dusun semua ada masing-masing punya kawasan. Ini adalah racism to the extreme. And I'm very well assured kerana Yang Berhormat Guan Eng juga memberi penjelasan tentang liberalisme DAP. Dia tak berapa liberal lah. Dia patuh kepada adat istiadat orang-orang Malaysia. They stick to the Malaysian value system, not to become liberal like the US. We are not going to have Guan Eng marrying another man, and I'm not going to marry another man either. So these are all the false things that are being spread by Datuk Seri Najib particularly, and of course his henchmen who speak, who regards Najib as being created by God. Wow. And now he's comparing himself to the Prophet of Islam. But the Prophet of Islam, as you know, did not have 1 MDB. He did not have 2.6 billion ringgit in his account. That is why we look up to him. But Najib, he should be placed in a court of law to answer for all the things that he has done. But you know, in any country, evidence cannot be hidden. You cannot hide evidence. The evidence of his crime is there, but the Attorney General is hiding his evidence by declaring all evidence about Najib's crime as official secret. This is the way this now new government, this Najib's government is running the country. And that is why we want to topple him. We make no mistakes about it. We want to topple him. Bersatu, Pribumi Bersatu wants to topple Datuk Seri Najib, and so does DAP, so does Amanah, so does party PKR. We are all here wanting to topple Barisan Nasional. And if because of that desire it is a crime, show me where in the world do you have opposition party who struggles to ensure that the government stays in place. I think there is some crazy thing, like he couldn't add 51 is the majority and all that. You see, even adding figures also, the Prime Minister is not quite capable. But I think 2.6 billion he can count. That's all. Thank you.
Any questions from the press?
Tun selaku pengerusi PGPF, adakah PGPF dijemput sama oleh Datuk Seri Najib untuk Perhimpunan Rohingya, Solidariti Rohingya hari ini? Dan soalan sama dikemukakan kepada semua kepimpinan parti politik lain termasuk PKR, Amanah dan juga DAP. Mungkin boleh reaksi semua parti.
Sebagai satu kerajaan, kita tidak berdemonstrasi. Kita demonstrasi terhadap kerajaan. Kalau kita sudah jadi kerajaan, cadangan saya ialah kita break off diplomatic relation sebagai satu tanda ketidakpuasan hati kita terhadap layanan terhadap orang Rohingya. Ini buat Perdana Menteri buat demonstration. Dia demonstrate kat siapa? Saya dulu semasa Perdana Menteri dan Aung San Suu Kyi kena tahan, saya tulis surat. Saya hantar orang pergi jumpa dengan ni. Saya jumpa dengan bukan Niwin, the other one, the last general. Brought him here, asked him to come here to see how democracy can work. That is what government does, because at that level we don't have to take to the streets. I joined the street demonstration because I'm not in the government anymore. Thank you.
DAP tidak terima jemputan. Okey. Soalan lain?
Tak terima juga. Kami pun tidak terima jemputan dan kami tidak buat arahan untuk melarang siapa yang nak pergi seperti parti PAS larang himpunan bersih. Kami tak buat apa-apa arahan dan tak dapat jemputan.
PKR tidak mendapat jemputan secara khusus, cuma terbuka. Tapi seperti mana yang dikatakan, seorang Perdana Menteri mempunyai kuasa sebagai head of state. Dia tidak perlu berdemo. Kalaulah seorang yang memegang teraju kerajaan memandangkan perkara ini serius, adalah untuk membuatkan pernyataan dan memanggil kata ke duta ke atau head to state to state, government to government. Sepatutnya. Sebab tu yang saya rasa ini pelik ya.
The question is posed to the DAP, Guan Ying. Previously, your party said you didn't invite Mahathir comes, but why today you changed the stance? And second question is that previously Guan Ying and Kit Siang was detained under ISA under Mahathir. So how do you think about it?
The first question is that we felt we wanted to have an element of surprise lah. That's why when Tun Dr. Mahathir came, I think all of you were surprised. And I think Najib also very surprised. And that's most important. The question of Kit Siang be detained under ISA by Mahathir, I think I also detained under ISA by Tun. I think this is all in the past. As I say that what is most important is saving Malaysia. If it is necessary for me to be detained to save Malaysia, I think all the AP leaders are willing to do so. And as I said just now, you compare Tun Dr. Mahathir and Tan Sri Najib. Compare between these two prime ministers. Tun Dr. Mahathir does not have 2.6 billion or 4.2 billion ringgit in his personal bank account. And that's why he's willing to come forward to save Malaysia, because even he also cannot accept this. And that's why we are willing to work together with him. We are willing to work together with anyone who cannot accept one NDB scandal and 2.6 billion ringgit donation scandal. Thank you.
Question to YB Kit Siang. Tun M attended the AP meeting for the first time. How do you feel?
Malaysians must be prepared to break new ground. And that's what we have done today, break new ground so as to reach for the stars. And that's what we must, and that's what we must do. We must prepare to break new grounds and not go down the trajectory of a failed state, of a kleptocracy, which we are heading towards to. Let us break away from that, and that's what we are doing today.
Question to Tun M. UMNO Wanita Chief Sharizat has said that.
Saya nak mencelah sikit. For me, apa yang Najib bercakap dalam Perhimpunan Dagang UMNO adalah indirect track for UMNO untuk menang dalam pilihan raya. That mean dia akan main isu perkauman habis-habisan. Dan orkestra itu telah bermula dengan baju merah melawan bersih dan ikuti dengan orkestra yang lain yang kita Pakatan Harapan dan Bersatu akan lawan isu perkauman yang habis-habisan. Sebab racial issue ni dia mudah dimakan, diterima oleh orang ramai. So for me, ucapan Najib itu adalah ucapan daripada BTN yang dikhususkan kepada all the government officers di Malaysia ini. So ini satu perkara yang bahaya yang kita semua kena berhati-hati sebab orkestra ini diketuai sendiri oleh Perdana Menteri yang mempunyai segala kuasa. This is very important.
Question to Tun M. UMNO Wanita Chief Sharizat has said that it's the darkest day in her life when she saw you and YB Kit Siang bercium mulut, kissing together. So what's your response to Sharizat saying you bercium mulut with Kit Siang and it's the darkest day in her life?
You reply to that.
I haven't come to that stage of liberalism yet. One can be liberal, but even liberalism has a limit to it. I mean, if you all turn up here naked, I would object.
Well, okay, last questions.
Tun, when will Bersatu join the Pakatan Harapan? Because currently it seems that the Bersatu still want to hold the relationship with the PAS also, and DAP is against on it.
Well, we are trying to get all those people who claim they are against Datuk Sri Najib's government to join together, because obviously if all the opposition parties stand together as a united unit, the chances of winning would be better. But in case we cannot persuade all, there may be some who have private ambitions to support Datuk Sri Najib. We will have a three-cornered fight or four-cornered fight, because this is politics. In politics, you can't arrange everything. If you arrange everything, that's not a democracy, that is an autocracy. So we will decide as soon as possible. Thank you. Well, I have to consult my colleagues in Bersatu, in Pribumi Bersatu. I can't say Bersatu because that is wrong. In Malaysia, you can't say Bersatu. It's bad, you know. So, or you cannot say Bersih also. You must be Kotor. That is allowed. That is allowed. Okay, sometime be patient.
Okay, terima kasih kepada semua. Majlis akan diteruskan oleh saudara speaker.
Diminta semua wakil
Okay.
Para perwakilan diminta berikan tepukan gemuruh untuk mengucapkan terima kasih kepada tetamu-tetamu khas kami. Dan mereka akan beredar dari majlis. Perwakilan-perwakilan diminta untuk duduk bersama dalam dewan ini kerana kita ada majlis sambutan ulang tahun ke-50 selepas ini. Sekali lagi kita ucapkan terima kasih kepada Tun Dr. Mahathir, Datuk Seri Wan Aziza dan Saudara Mat Sabu atas kehadiran mereka.